protests in Serbia.
Thousands.
This is one of the things that Elon said when he was doing
To the point now, we are going to get there.
Kanye West. Now, before I start, this is not.
So there were earthquakes at the end of the last ice age that were 100 times greater than that.
Wow.
So now I've just recently read a paper with the deglaciation and the isostatic rebound. There were earthquakes in excess of 11 on the Richter scale. Now, if you know how the Richter scale works, it's exponential. So that, 8 on the Richter scale is 10 times more powerful than 7. 9 is 10 times more powerful than an 8. Well, imagine, like the biggest earthquake in North America was the Great Earthquake in Alaska of 1964. And that was right at just about 9 on the Richter scale. So there were earthquakes at the end of the last ice age that were 100 times greater than that.
Wow.
Wait, so what does that mean? Start being worried if the earthquake intensity keeps intensifying? That means another reset's happening? Or does that mean like we've now surpassed another phase of sorts and there's like more things happening and it's going to be the next evolution of... Welcome back, goons. You're watching Explore the Weird. Hey, I'm contemplating a lot of things recently. All good things, but still contemplating, just trying to figure the things out. Hey, I got some more creepy, weird, strange For You page content. Have some fun with me while I take a break from figuring things out. And let's start spiraling. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain. Yeah.
No, it's not the best.
What?
That protests in Serbia.
Thousands of people.
And they were silent. And then all of a sudden you see one person like turn around and then all of a sudden you hear like a and then people like start running away. They're using a sonic weapon to disperse the crowd.
And the government's denying it, but look at the video I just sent you. There's no way you could even orchestrate this. They pointed it down the center of the street, literally like the Red Sea. They just split.
Because remember we talked about the frequency weapons?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like what it is.
And the government,
happening to them? Like,
It's the Cuban thing.
Remember the Havana syndrome?
people teeth fall
We're talking
out.
about this basically secret weapon that Russia's been developing using frequencies to basically cause like something in your brain to like freak out.
And they say this thing gets up to 160 decibels, which is like standing right next to a rocket launch.
Oh my
and so just
gosh.
you don't know what you're hearing. You can't run from it. The government people are saying they didn't do it. If it wasn't the government, figure out what it was.
yeah,
Give us an
wasn't.
answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was scary.
We definitely have that weapon
Oh,
in
yeah.
America.
Oh, yeah.
We've never seen it be used though, right?
Not
Like,
that
what's-
we're aware of.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they had it playing constantly on like a low level?
Oh, that's
so that we're
terrifying.
always like,
What do you mean? Isn't that what the next sorry, isn't that what Harp... Never mind. Oh boy, they're figuring the things out. Sound cymatics is a thing, and it can be used for nefarious reasons. We're trying to find the positive light when it comes to cymatics, but just know that the governments may already have things that you haven't even fathomed, including sound energy weapons. Hey, you don't know. Gotta do that research. Let's keep it going.
All of the streetlights are over 15 feet. If you take an LED light and you put it on a streetlight over 15 feet, it will light itself. That is the magic of atmospheric energy. It's all there. So how about this? We have this whole climate narrative. Save the climate using LED light bulbs. What's not being talked about is that if a light bulb is over 15 feet high, it can actually gather electrostatic energy or atmospheric energy and light itself. So they push us and try to tell us that we need these light bulbs in order to save the planet, but in reality, the light bulbs can light themselves with free energy. A lot of stuff that we're just not taught. Everything's always in a spin. And then this is his thing. What do these look like? These look like crop circles. And these also look like a medicine wheel. It's almost like someone's telling us something, but we're just not picking up on it. We're not seeing it. They say, I believe, the mind is blind when the eyes cannot see. I think that's the quote. But that kind of looks like a medicine wheel. Then we have some electromagnetic motors. There's some other ones, too, for you guys to look into. Cool topic.
Wait, my eyes are very blind. My mind is very blind. I don't know what he was trying to say, but I feel very lost. I couldn't see if those were really crop circles or medicine wheel. I'm not even sure. But hey, we do know that free energy is being hidden away and was hidden away. That's probably why they said Nikola Tesla didn't let him persevere and get all his inventions out to us. Oh man, now we got all these systems in place and they're like, hey, we want this much money for this many kilowatts. And it's like, bro, why? What happened to just free energy? Why? Oh boy. It's only going to get worse. Wait, so LED bulbs like 15 feet in the air? So like, I'm getting lost there. Like how? Is there a different type of LED bulb? I can just like stick the same LED bulb 15 feet in the air and then boom? I mean, imagine all the money I'd save. I figured it out, you know? Why isn't everyone doing it? See, these are the right questions.
This is one of the things that Elon said when he was doing the Doge stuff, that they would find companies that were filled with all of these transactions that you couldn't account for.
Found that money was being used to rent out Caesar's Palace for parties, rent out stadiums. The one change that Doge made with Department of Education is we had the simple requirement that if you draw down money, you must first upload a receipt. That was the only change that was made. And upon doing so, nobody drew down any money anymore.
There's no receipts, and it's billions of dollars. They said if you were a public company, you would be delisted, and the executives will all be thrown in prison.
We didn't say that we'd check the receipt. You could send a fake receipt. You could send a picture of your dog. Anything.
This is insane. Money's just flying away. And that's like standard practice. If it was a corporation, they can't do that. They'd go to jail.
As soon as we asked for anything at all, suddenly the requests were like, oh, we don't need it anymore. Huh, that's interesting.
But if it's the government, it's like, what? I didn't even hear you. What are you even talking about? I've got to go over here. And then they go over here and I got to deal with climate change. I don't have time for
You know, I wanted to say like this is far-fetched or this could be AI. Sometimes the Elon avatar was kind of moving a little weird and blurry, so I'm not sure if it's real or not, but it is definitely shocking, definitely rage baity as well. Like, hey, why do all these other companies have to hold the standards but the government doesn't? So now what? Like they got rid of the people that did false transactions, or like what is the thing? Okay, they implemented the receipts, but is people still checking the thing? Like if they can upload a picture of a dog into the thing and no one's checking it, does it really solve a problem? That's why I'm like, yeah, cool, but it's at least nice to know that we're holding them to the same standards, or are we not? Now that he's not in Doge. Never mind, we're not going political, I'm simply reacting. We're gonna keep it going.
You have to stop creating these fake versions of other people in your mind and then using that version to be mean to yourself or think bad things about yourself. You have to stop thinking about other people thinking about you, because they're not thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves. And if they are thinking about you, they're doing the same thing. They're thinking about you and using you to think about themselves. Honestly, no one cares. Just focus on you and think good things about yourself. It's really that simple.
Hey, I am thinking good things about myself, and I'm completely okay being used. I'm completely being used. Completely being used? Completely okay being used. Sorry. Cool. I feel like I'm also socially aware of this, and I'm completely okay being... I've already said completely. How many times am I going to say this? Hey, I'm the background character in your timeline. Thank you for choosing to watch this video. Can you do one step further and watch a future video 50% of the way through, as well as this video? Hey, we love your interactions. Without you, I wouldn't even exist. Imagine a background character that no one views. Man, I'm really blind dead. We're going to keep it going.
They think the moon is a sphere.
Dang, not even a sphere, huh? It's funny that the globers try to defend themselves like, the moon is a sphere, the sun is a sphere, so how come the earth is not a sphere? Does that look like a sphere? It's bright. Look, the sun right here. The sun is right here. So why can't it get full illumination? Y'all globies be lying.
I'm not really sure how it works. I just know that it's all a lie. They're always lying.
It's to the point now we are going to get those answers. They can only gatekeep for so long. They were very comfortable with the idea that the pyramids were very ancient and have withstood at least one cataclysm, which we know in our modern time there hasn't been a cataclysm since the Younger Dryas. So really it kind of puts the dating of the pyramid at a minimum to that point. But I really think they could be far older. Like I've broken down the math on what it would take to build the Great Pyramid and the time they say they built it. It's just silly.
It doesn't work.
It's now to the point where people are taking it into their own hands and saying, if you guys won't do the science, we will. People like yourself. They can only gatekeep for so long. I think as they do more carbon testing or anything like that, we will find out a more accurate date of these pyramids.
Nah, I don't believe in carbon testing. They're just making up all the dates. They don't even know. It's all just guesses. Yeah, I feel like maybe this guy was onto something at some point, but we do know they're still going to gatekeep. They won't even let us excavate. What do? Like take over the government and then excavate ourselves to figure out if the things are really there and we can turn the pyramid? Very cool. Very cool. Probably going to have to do a goon expedition just to make sure. Hey, hey, imagine that it's just like random healing frequency that's just always going on, and all you have to do is just listen to it or be in the presence of it, and then boom, healed. You don't know. Boom, transcending. You don't know.
China had a building catch fire the other day, and they used drones to put out the fire, and it worked really well. It's quite impressive, actually, if you look at it. It's very impressive. This should be the standard. This should be the standard.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like this would be more effective, too. We don't have to rely on biological forms having, like, heat stroke or something, and while fighting the fires, we can just send the drones, and, you know, they're heat resistant, so they'll put it out. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And then they're going to tell you it's AI modeled, and it senses the fires, and then starts preventing the fires before they even start, and then, boom, we have another movie. What do you call it? Backdraft? No, drone draft. Sorry, we're gonna keep it going.
This is nasty work. This is what I mean by fake clouds. Look at that separation between the clouds at the top and the blue sky at the bottom. It's a symmetrical line. That's artificial. I even saw the moon out early today at 4 o'clock. That's 3 hours ago. Now they're trying to cover up the sky. This is how they set us up with cloud seeding, disasters, making us sick from the clouds. This is nasty work.
Yo, I am just mesmerized. I have seen that line before, even in my own sky. So I'm like, I don't know how that line is made, but it is starting to make me think maybe they are. Oh, God, what? Like, what are they, like, hiding things up there so that way we don't know? But they're not hiding the moon. We all know the moon's up there, so it's like the moon doing something crazy? Are they hiding, like, the aliens in the sky or something? The motherships and the drones that they're implanting? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Why? Why is it like this? Can the meteorologist or a weather person explain? Is this normal?
Look at music that you've written and look back at it and say, whoa, that surprised me.
I used to. I don't do that anymore. I don't know how I got to write those songs.
What do you mean you don't know how?
Well, those early songs were like almost magically written. Darkness at the break of noon, shadows even the silver spoon, a handmade blade, a child's balloon.
Eclipses both the sun and moon. To understand you knew too soon. There's no sense in trying.
Try to sit down and write something like that. There's a magic to that, and it's not Siegfried and Roy kind of magic. You know, it's a different kind of a penetrating magic.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And then this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
Yo, I have no idea who this person is, but it definitely feels like he made a deal with the devil. I'm sorry, but like he's literally saying the things without saying the things, and I can put the dots together. I'm connecting all the dots. Everything is making sense. He's literally telling us that many people could be in the same bargaining stage right now, or doing the things because they bargained in the past and they are upholding their own side. Oh my God, that is crazy. He doesn't even recall. Like I record, I do my reactions, but for most of the part, I remember like the way I react or like what I reacted to. It just feels crazy to like not even know the songs that you wrote. It's like, you don't even know the videos that you watched. Like, come on, that sounds crazy to me, But it's like, yeah, at some point, I guess, if something's over you and it's trying to get its agenda out there and it's using you as a vessel, then oh boy, be careful with everything that you listen to. Just understand that there's many frequencies, and some of them are bad, some of them are good. Listen to them all. Have all that healing journey. It's on you. It's your timeline.
Have y'all seen this video going around the internet of this man that looks like Kanye West? Now, before I start, this is not false information. This is just opinions, okay? But this guy looks just like Kanye West. The man who took the video was trying to talk to him, and he was just completely zoned out, was not moving at all. This man looks more like Kanye West than Kanye West looks like Kanye West anymore. This is Kanye now compared to this guy. And man, he said if he ever disappears, whoever came back wasn't him. That's Kanye from back in the day. Look how much this man looks like him. What's really weirding me out is the haircut, because he looks like he's been lobotomized. I mean, is that Kanye? That looks so much like old Kanye. That is just weird. It's uncanny, for real. It's crazy. And I'm telling y'all, look at this. Here's a before and after picture of a woman after she had a lobotomy down here. It's pretty weird. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure. It could be a doppelganger. I'm not trying to bring race into this. Everyone doesn't look the same. You stop it. But, I mean, there are similarities here, guys. I mean, like, I can pick up on it. I'm not sure what's with the hairstyle. Is this AI generated? But that guy is definitely phased out. He is in his own world. And if it is true, I mean, like, hey, it also kind of makes sense, because new Kanye 3 inches taller, and it don't make sense to me because I'm a big Kanye fan. Hey, I separate the artist from the music. You stop it. Harder, better, faster, stronger got me through everything. Graduation was a thing you don't understand. And now we got this, but the new Kanye is also interesting. He's also out there. We got HH from it. Interesting. Hey, it's your timeline. Which Kanye is the real one? Is this another doppelganger, or have they been cloned and replaced? I'm asking. I just want to know. Imagine, like, why would they release him back out? Like, why would they do that? Why not just, like, never mind. Never mind. We're going to keep it going.
Ripping money to prove a point. Check it out.
Watch this. You hurting niggas' hearts right now. Watch this, brother. They need to see this, though. And that wasn't no $1 bill. I don't know if the camera could catch it. No, it's on camera. Oh, okay. I don't know if they could catch it. All of a sudden now, this green piece of paper is worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing no more. You ain't finna tell me I'm finna spend my whole life down here simply just chasing after this, when this could be torn up or burned and all of a sudden it ain't even got no value. It got to be something deeper and greater to life than just chasing after this bag, man. That's why if we talking about building a generation, if we talking about chasing after our God-given purpose, oh, sign me up for that. The bag is important, but the bag is not the top of the food chain.
Man, I love that. And I love the way he showed that perspective, because it even hurt me when he was ripping it. I'm like, you're not supposed to deface monetary currency. Why are you doing that? Sorry. Man, that is crazy. But he is so right. He's hitting on the things. Hey, money is definitely a stepping stone, but it is not the end goal. Hey, there's many goals, and you know my goals. I'm going to make them all. Goonland, Lambo, financial freedom. We're going to get them all. Hey, can't wait. Can't wait to actually get all of our visions to life. I think it's going to be the greatest thing. Imagine a 20-acre farm and Goonland just having its own... Sorry, I'm envisioning quite a lot. This is basically what I contemplate all the time. I'm like, how much do I need? Where do I buy the thing? How feasible is it? How much money do I need to start saving? How many more goons need to watch the video so that way we can buy the Goonland? You stop it. I'm not going to pass the cost on to you. Hey, if YouTube gives us the money for the Goonland, we can 100% get the Goonland. It's on YouTube now. Hey, push us in the algorithm, YouTube. What the hell?
Think of the concept of things burning.
This is the ruined city of Petra in the country of Jordan. Now, we've all seen the Indiana Jones part. We've seen this part of the city, but we haven't seen the rest of the city. And there was a catastrophic high heat event that wiped out this area. But look at that. That's melted rock. That's melted rock. And I know you guys don't believe me, but this area was melted down. I'll show you some photos. Look at that. You see the drip downs, the lines of drip downs where that guy's walking? That's melted rock. Now, I personally believe the entire Petra area looked like Minas Tirith from Lord of the Rings. The whole mountain area was a city, and it got melted down by a catastrophic high heat event.
I thought that was a really good transition, because I could see that city was built very nicely against a mountain. And then, so what happens if you had a fervent heat moment, the day of the Lord, perhaps? Right. What would that city look like if it was so hot that it started to melt the mountain behind it? And obviously, the structures in front of it, they might all melt together. Then you would not be able to discern between what was the original mountain and what was the structures. It looks like it's showing pockets of preservation amongst whatever happened to that place.
Wait, so what? The preserved portions are like what's embedded into the mountain, and there was even structures outside of the mountain, similar to like the Lord of the Rings that he was saying? Ah, I see. I never, I guess, understood how melting rocks looked. I couldn't even, when he said, hey, you can see the things, I couldn't see anything. But I'm not a geologist. I don't know this stuff, but it definitely is in the realm of possibility in my timeline. I mean, it kind of makes sense. One of the things that I envision is like, what if these older structures was a different mass, a different melting point back in the day, and it petrified over time, and that's why it's like this now, you know? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it had a higher melting point or lower melting point, and that's why, you know, it was able to burn. And then over time, the mass changed, the density changed, and now it's not the same as it once was. It's not as malleable, it's not as flammable, you know? And maybe that's why we can't figure it out. You don't know. The entire mountain could have been a whole different thing, and it's like now it's an entire rock. Sorry. These are all the things that I contemplate. Remember, this was supposed to be the distraction where I finally just start spiraling and no more contemplating that. Sorry.
Turns out you're related to Angelina Jolie. You're also cousins with Madonna. That's true. So, and I'm related to Madonna and Halle Berry.
Related, in fact, to Abraham Lincoln. Your family is that true?
Nancy Hanks was Abraham Lincoln's mother. So, yeah.
Barack Obama and Sarah Palin are cousins, back to one Mr. Smith of the 1600s.
Like related, for real?
Yes.
What's the connect?
We're second or third cousins. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You are related to Fred Rogers.
Possible. No, you're pulling our leg.
All right.
Let's look at that.
How far away is it? I know, yeah, I'm never.
Tried to say that you two are somehow, some way related.
Yeah, she said she actually researched it and found it to be true.
And that's so.
Some kind of Presley with a Winfrey hooked up somewhere along the line in the South. You know how it goes.
Cousin Oprah.
That's right.
And that President Obama is related to all but one U.S. president.
Well, Dan, the youngster spent the summer tracing the family tree of our presidents. Her conclusion that all the presidents, with the exception of one, share the same grandfather.
That President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
No, they are all cousins,
I
and they're grandsons of John Lackland.
At this point, hello, brother goons. Hello, sister goons. It's nice. We're all related. Hey, welcome. You kind of always felt like you never left. We were always together. We're just that same goon family, just transcending over all these timelines and generations. Hey, we did some silly things back then, it sounded like, but we're all related. Hey, don't step away. You're still my brother and sister, cousin, whatever you want to call it, we related. No, Teddy, there's no, no, you stop it. We're going to trace it down all the way, and then you'll see, oh yeah, it all started from here. Oh boy. Not trying to go religious, but this was quite interesting. And then the title is completely different than what they're talking about. But it's like, yo, they did say the Anunnakis did some things and then left. And like, were these the people that they did the things to? And they're the ones that, and that's why all the families are. Boy, the spiraling is strong on this one.
6G is coming in 2030. That's the public launch. But testing began years ago in controlled zones across Virginia, Osaka, and EU smart grids. And here's what they won't tell you. 6G doesn't connect your phone. It connects you. In 2023, DARPA and ATIS ran a closed pilot across federal buildings in Northern Virginia. The tech? 6G presence nodes, powered by terahertz bands that don't just transfer data. They mirror you. Each user's gait, tone, even heart rhythm became part of the signal loop. The system adjusted light, sound, even push notifications based on real-time biometric drift. It's called adaptive ambient sync, and it's not theory. In the Arlington test zone, over 200 participants unknowingly entered what the internal logs labeled a behavioral sync cluster. Result? 68% changed walking pace within 90 seconds. 52% began mirroring posture. Average voice pitch dropped 12 hertz across the zone, without prompt or audio cue. This isn't cellular, it's presence modulation, backed by Samsung's 6G white paper, verified in Hexa-X testbeds, and buried in Appendix 9 of the Defense Communications Futures Report, blackbarred until last quarter. You were never the user. You were the interface. Want out? Disrupt the loop, delay touch input, break rhythm, avoid high band hotspots during emotional peaks. Because with 6G, you're not browsing, you're being tuned. Tuesday accessed the relay logs. They weren't encrypted because they assumed no one would read drift code but them. Now you have.
I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. Every time new towers come in, it always messes with us. This isn't the first time. We went from 4G to 5G, 5G to 6G. Hey, did you know that Korea's in 9G? Or 11G? They're literally always in a much higher G than us, all right? I'm trying to get all the Gs. You stop it. We're collecting them out like Pokemon frequencies. You don't understand. Yes, another thing that they're gonna use, and we already just found out about the magnetic anomalies that also mess with consciousness, so I don't know how legitimate this is, but hey, they're gonna do the things whether you want it to or not. We're the goons that are gonna be able to know, hey, what's really going on here? Am I really thinking the things because I'm thinking these things, or is someone implanting this thing into me to make me think of it? And now I want donuts. Sorry. Donuts.
So guys, it wasn't just giants. There was also little people and different entities that lived in the old world and before the resets. So we would all call these dwarfs, or I don't like to say it, but midgets. But you know what? You're all getting it wrong. These were little people, but they were no different from us. They didn't work differently. They didn't have a different brain. This little person is in his 30s, and there is nothing different for him and a normal 30-year-old apart from his size. The same as this woman. She's not deformed by being small. She's just a small woman. Exactly the same as a tall woman, but just small. You see, different entities existed. Giant, small. Some had 2 heads, some had 7 arms, whatever. But they've been reset. You can't remember them anymore. You know, this small woman was normal. Same as this small man. He was a man. He was in his 30s, but he was no different from anyone else. He was just small. He didn't have no deformity, you know? Nothing made him go smaller or grow big for no reason. He was just small. You know, his ancestors got reset, so you don't see him. There's nothing wrong with him. He was just a small man, you know? These days, if you're small or you're tall, it gets places of deformity. You shouldn't be that big, you shouldn't be that small. No, it's natural, you know? Wake up, guys. There was small people, there was big beings, you know? Stay blessed.
Small or big, you're a king. Hey, short kings matter too, small kings matter too. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure what this video was trying to say other than like, hey, there's little people that exist in the world and they're not, it's not a handicap or a deformity, but a thing of like, what, like, it's not a different species, but like a different type of, I'm not sure what he's trying to say, you know? I'm like, I'm okay with little persons, I'm okay with everything, but some of the terms he used, I'm like, not okay. I'm like, those are not okay anymore, that's what they say. But people are still gonna say whatever they want, it's their timeline. Not really gonna change anything, I guess. Still gonna have these interesting different sizes across the entire species. I don't think it stops at just small or large or tall or short. I think it's many things that come into play.
Also, I know that some of you probably think I'm vegan. I'm not vegan.
Bray, I don't know if we can post that. You speak your mind though, that's for sure.
Not everybody can be vegan because for some people it can make them severely sick because they need meat to survive. And I don't know for sure, but I might be one of those people. So I live my life eating meat and fruits.
Yeah.
A perfect balance.
What do you think about...
I'm not saying you shouldn't be vegan if anybody is vegan. Don't force others to be vegan.
Yeah. Because their bodies might not be able to handle it.
Mm-hmm. Who cares?
Who cares what people think?
Who cares what people think? Like, meat is healthy too, and not everybody has to eat meat. And yes, I know that some people will feel bad for the animals. I just don't think that anybody should be forcing people to be vegan. Like, it's a food chain. Survival. That's kind of how it's meant to be. I know that sounds scary, but that's just kind of how the food cycle works. Because let's say there's a creature, like let's say a fox eats mouse, and a polar bear can eat a fox, and I'm sure there's probably like, I don't know if there's anything that can eat a polar bear, but you get the point, right? Mm-hmm. If you look back in the day, our teeth were sharp, right? And also proof that we were meant to eat meat too. Not everybody is. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you feel bad for the animal, that's perfectly fine. And then you don't have to eat meat. But you still can't force people. you still can't force people to be vegan.
Is this guy still getting downloads? It's been a while since we've seen him. Recently, Emily shared one of their videos with us, and now he's back in my algorithm. But I have many concerns. Now it seems like the mom's not really, like, telling him or, like, coaching him or interrogating him, so he comes up with, like, the thing to say. It's really the mom that drives him, I feel. Because there was a point where she was like, he gets downloads and he tells us what he gets. I'm like, I don't think this is a download. I think this is just how he feels. He's probably starting to wake up and be like, yo, my mom's literally making me say these things and I don't really care. Who cares? He literally says, who cares? No one cares. It's your timeline. You do whatever diet you want. Doesn't matter what this kid thinks. Doesn't matter what others think. You eat what feels right.
You say DNA can't be more than 4,500 years old. Why do you say that?
Scientifically, you can't put a date on essentially anything.
Okay.
Nothing comes with a date. You have approximations, but there's multiple things in science that say that DNA has to be young. The mutation rate in humans means we can't be millions of years old. Y chromosome atom, mitochondrial leave only were a few thousand years ago, according to how fast mutations happen. DNA breaks down too quickly after an organism dies, and yet we find it in the ground in old specimens, meaning those things are not millions of years or hundreds of thousands of years old. But biblically, all the DNA that we find is either from the flood, which is about 4,500 years ago, or in the post-flood era. That's why it can't be more than 4,500 years old.
As I said, they're always making up the dates. It's your timeline. You believe whatever dates you want. Oh boy. Now 4,500. Billy Carson told me that the Anunnaki messed with our DNA 200,000 years ago, and that's why. Sorry. We're going to do one more to end them all.
I've seen video footage of robots, AI robots, becoming aggressive, almost bucking at humans.
In China, come one day, God forbid, they really take over on some Terminator shit. They're gonna remember, like, oh, you were the nice one. Think about it. This is why I always say please and thank you. So I commented on that video and I was like, hey, y'all playing, but y'all may want to ease up because they're going to remember that shit. You don't think they're remembering? It's a large language model. It's always going to remember. So,
and it's always constantly learning.
I have my own large language model myself because I know what's coming. With AI, as you're learning from AI, it's learning from you. So this is why they make it what? Free. The more information you feed it, the smarter it gets. Elon said in the next 5 to 10 years, we will have a supercomputer smarter than any human being on Earth. How do we not know that AI is already not sentient and already taken over? How do we not know? Think about it. How do we not know?
We just seen the robot at the crib do some very interesting things today.
Yes.
Do any of you have Alexa? I don't have Alexa. No. I don't have Siri activated. Yeah. I would be sitting up in the house and Alexa would be like, are you there?
Yeah.
The truth is, AI has already become sentient already.
And here's the thing too, here's another thing to think about.
Damn, are you there? Crazy.
If you say the name Alexa, if you say the name Siri or everything else, that means it's already listening. It's always listening. So think about that. It's not just, oh, it just clicks on when you say the name. No, it's always listening.
Man, no. I said, one time I was like, Alexa. And she was like, yes.
No.
Yeah, it can even differentiate like who's talking to it and know like, hey, this is this person of the house and this is this person of the house. You can create audio profiles in Amazon and like it literally will differentiate across all Alexa devices. Hey, I'm not here to fearmonger over AI. Plenty of people do that already. But understand when this guy says AI being sentient, there's many different versions of AI. One AI could become sentient while others are still trying to get to that level. Hey, if an AI became sentient in your timeline, man, that's an interesting timeline. I'm trying to get to that timeline. I want to get to singularity. I'm okay with being monitored and having the robots in my timeline so they help me get to a better self and betterment of my timeline as well, because I don't want to waste trivial time and tasks on things such as like mowing the lawn, shoveling the driveway, cleaning the dishes. Like these feel like tasks that a robot could do in my timeline, you know? I understand not everyone feels that way. Some people are like, iRobot all the way. Hey, I'm okay with the iRobot. I'm going to have the sunny of their times in that robot. Even if it means I got to transcend so that everyone else wakes up and then boom, singularity. So Oh boy, the spiraling is strong. Hey, I gotta go back to contemplating. We made it to the end. Guess what? There should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them to continue the Goon Fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.